Welcome, everybody, to another rendition of Delete Lawz. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. I know it's late. It's Friday night. I got an email sent to me, and the email looked a lot like this right here. This is from the Free Thought Project. Cops beat their wives and girlfriends at double the national rate. That's what I saw. Everybody, if you would please hit the like button. Hit the like button real quick and then put in the comment section OTVO. Overturn Terry versus Ohio. Statistics show that 1 in 4 women in the United States is a victim of domestic violence. Those numbers jump to 1 in 2 if they're married to a copper. This is in 2014. You think coppers got calmer since then? I don't think so. Law enforcement officers beat their significant other at nearly double the national average. Several studies, according to Diane Wettendorf, author of Police Domestic Violence Handbooks for Victims, indicate that women suffer domestic abuse in at least 40% of police officer families. For American women overall, the figure is 25%, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention.
Developing right now, a Miami-Dade police officer under arrest tonight, accused of beating up his wife during a fight.
CBS 4's Hank Tester is live at Miami-Dade Police Headquarters with the allegations that officer now faces. Hank.
Well, basically what this boils down to is someone had some video of this officer dancing with another woman, not his wife. Those two got into a fight. She got hurt. He wound up in jail. Let's take a look.
Sir, you were arrested for aggravated battery.
Relieved of duty, but with pay. Miami-Dade police officer.
But with pay. How many people here, put a 1 in the chat, if you got caught beating your wife, if your job would suspend you with pay? Put a 1 in the chat if that would not happen. If you would not get suspended with pay. Put a 2 in the chat if you would get arrested and fired with no pay.
Sir Alexander Bradley accused of beating his wife of 7 years. Stitches for her eyes, injuries to her mouth and nose, conditions for bond complicated for a police officer.
What about this requirement with the gun? Is it unless you're at work?
Your Honor, at this point, the state is requesting that the defendant not use or possess any firearm.
All of this because after attending a comedy show with friends, one of the wives showed Officer Bradley's wife video of her 6'2" husband dancing with another woman.
Oh, you were dancing with another woman? Dancing? Oh.
Dancing inappropriately, the police report reads.
Inappropriately. You were having a good time with another person, and I'm so insecure that I'm going to beat you even though you already married me.
Officer Bradley ordered out of the home, stay away from wife and children.
You may return to the victim's residence one time only within 48 hours of entry of the order, accompanied by a police officer.
Cop's got to take a cop to where he beat his wife. Ha!
To retrieve your personal clothing, health items, medication.
This is Officer Alexander Bradley's mugshot. The 28-year-old is charged with aggravated battery. He says he was only defending himself as his wife was the attacker.
Can you do a close-up of his injuries, please?
Bradley claims he was scratched by his wife. They have
defensive wounds. Defensive wounds.
Several children.
I'm the one that's responsible for taking them to school in the morning. So.
Oh, you are, Copper? You take the kids to school in the morning and then you go out on the road and you terrorize people. You ruin people's lives. You jackboot thug pig.
You're going to have to work something else out. I'm allowing third-party contact for exchange of the children for time sharing.
Well,
you see the judge? Look at the look in her eyes. She doesn't trust that pig either. Look deep into her eyes. She's looking at him like, I don't trust you, piggy.
Contact for exchange of the children for time sharing.
Well, the officer has bonded out of jail. By the way, he coaches his daughter's little league team. He can still do that, but he has to stay 100 feet away from his daughter. That's the very latest. I'm Hank Tester, CBS
I guess she goes.
News.
It's just a few bad apples, though. It's just a few bad apples. It's just a few.
On the side of the law, he has now been arrested, and today he went before a judge. That officer facing domestic battery charges.
He's accused of brutally beating his wife, and local 10 News reporter Andrew Perez is live outside the jail in Fort Lauderdale. Andrew.
You know, reading through that police report, the details of this case are just very disturbing. This officer, he is behind bars right now. A judge giving him a $20,000 bond.
I do find probable cause.
Plantation Detective Matthew Schechter, a cop for nearly a decade, facing a judge. His charges are serious.
1 count of domestic battery by strangulation. And count
By strangulation. Domestic battery. This ogre right here got on top of a woman and strangled her.
The officer accused of a brutal
He looks like a real nice guy.
attack. The police report detailing how he allegedly left his wife battered and bruised in need of help. It happened in the couple's home in Coral Springs. Police finding the victim badly injured. The police report states he made sexual advances toward his wife after a night out. When he was turned down, he allegedly lost it, punching her, beating her, allegedly continued striking her approximately 6 times in the face, causing her contact lens to fall out of her eye.
I'm sorry. Just take it in. Continued striking her 6 times in the face. That dude right there punched a woman in the face 6 times. Drunk. Tried to get it. Tried to get her. Tried to get, get down, make love. She said, So he punched her in the face 6 times.
Approximately 6 times in the face, causing her contact lens to fall out of her eye. She says she then pretended to pass out and waited for him to fall asleep, then slipped to the floor, grabbed her phone to call police. While crawling toward the door, she says he stopped her and yelled, "You're not calling the cops."
You're not calling the cops on me. 40% of the other cops are going to understand, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. 40% of the other cops, she should have a 3 out of 5 chance of getting a cop who might care, but she has a 2 out of 5 chance of getting a cop that will totally be on the cop's side because he beats his wife too.
Closed the door, locked the door, then slipped to the floor, grabbed her phone to call police. While crawling toward the door, she says he stopped her and yelled, "You're not calling the cops." Closed the door, locked it, choking and beating her some more. Police say her son hears the noise and calls his father to dial 911. Schechter, at one point named Officer of the Month, has now been suspended.
What? He was Officer of the Month? Who would have guessed it? Who would have guessed it? You guys know about the officer promotion scheme, right? If this piggy right here gets accused of violating someone's rights and they make a complaint and sue him, he gets promoted within 12 months. If he kills somebody, he gets promoted within 12 months. There's been studies done on this.
Ended without pay. Police say her son hears the noise and calls his father to dial 911. Schechter, at one point named Officer of the Month, has now been suspended without pay,
Pig.
according to the chief of Plantation Police.
Plantation Police? I mean, they're not hiding it, are they?
And that suspended officer getting a taste of the jailhouse right now. We are told that he has posted bond. We are, of course, waiting for him. I'm going to be posting updates on my social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Andrew Perez.
It's just a few bad apples, though. It's just,
new video
it's just a few bad apples. Remember that.
shows a state police officer explaining a violent incident that ended with her shooting her gun while off duty, and that incident led to her resignation. News 13's Marissa Lucero shows you the video.
Albuquerque police find Rosalind Vigil sitting inside her state-issued police cruiser.
She's crying, and her handgun is in the passenger seat.
Listen, you guys know how I feel about pigtail cops. Now you got a pigtail cop, and she's emotional. She's got her gun. She's having domestic problems.
Last month, outside the Manzano Mesa Community Center.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, do me a favor.
That's right. At the time, Vigil was a state police officer, but was off duty.
What happened?
You're just hurting me.
Vigil is referring to her girlfriend, who is sitting in another car next to her state police unit. Vigil tells officers her girlfriend accused her of cheating. They got into an argument that quickly escalated.
I was just hitting the walls, man. I was mad.
The girlfriend's son was at home at the time the fight broke out.
Like, she was just breaking all that, like just breaking everything in the house.
Vigil says
she was just breaking everything in the house. Did you? Let's. So she's obviously gay, and she has a girlfriend. Which you guys, I'm not sure if you know the statistics. 75% of lesbian relationships fail. 75%. Let's not get off track. But with that being said, this one failed. It was one of the 75%. And listen to what this copper did when it failed.
I was mad.
She was mad. She said, I was mad. Now listen to what she did.
Friend's son was at home at the time the fight broke out.
Like, she was just breaking all that, like just breaking everything in the house.
Vigil says the fight then got physical.
Like, she just swung at me and she hit the back of my head.
And when she went outside to leave, Vigil says she shot her service weapon.
So she has a fist fight with her girlfriend, and then she goes outside and shoots her gun as a show of force, or what? I don't get it.
She was standing here, I had it out, I pulled it right here, and I shot her on the ground.
But assures officers she never pointed the gun at anyone. Then Vigil admits something else.
I just got in my unit, and I came over here, I took a shot. Before,
Like a shot, like a drink?
It was a mini.
Okay.
It was a Smirnoff mini.
Oh, God. Look how dumb the pigs are. You guys, if you're new to my channel, all I do is preach about pleading the Fifth Amendment immediately. And especially if you are in a FUCKED position, I say you plead the Fifth immediately. And look how dumb, look how dumb this pig is. Bury yourself, pig. Bury yourself. Do it. I don't care, you dirty pig.
Or pointed the gun at anyone. Then Vigil admits something else.
She admits something else. What do you do when the cops are questioning you? You plead the Fifth Amendment.
I just got in my unit, and I came over here, I took a shot. Before,
Like a shot, like a drink?
It was a mini.
Okay.
It was a Smirnoff mini.
When officers speak to Vigil's girlfriend, she claims the argument never turned physical.
No, she never did that. She never hit me.
Wow, she remains faithful and loyal, but the pig, she tells those of her teammates on the blue line, here's the truth. Meanwhile, the one who had true love, the girl who really loved the other girl, she didn't tell on her girlfriend for punching or hitting or any of that.
The argument never turned physical.
No, she never did that.
She never did that. She never hit me. We didn't hit each other, she says. She protects her love while the pig lays down on the blue line.
Then officers tell her Vigil had a different story.
Oh my God, she's a liar. She freaking put me up against her wall and choked me.
That's when the girl...
What? Look at that. She's telling. She's a little snitch. She's a little pig. Oh my God. Are you amazed? You were supposed to have loved each other. She loves her so much that she smashes everything as she leaves, right? That's how passionate she is. That's the love she has, right? But she knows the penal system is this evil, cruel, disgusting system. But listen to what she says.
Oh my God, she's a liar. She freaking put me up against her wall and choked me.
That's when the girlfriend says she was just trying to protect Vigil.
Because I didn't want her to get in trouble because she's a state cop.
You see that? The girlfriend actually loved the pig, but the pigtail is incapable of love. Incapable of love because they do brutal, barbaric, inhumane things to people every day. They're desensitized. They're flawed human beings.
Marissa Lucero, KRQE, News 13.
Vigil passed field sobriety tests and...
Not a bad-looking woman. Not a bad-looking woman. Looks like a psychopath, though, right? Grabbing her gun, shooting it. Take a look at her. Judge her for a moment. Judge her. She would judge you in 2 seconds flat. All right, now ask for forgiveness for being the judgmental humans we are. She's a pig. I don't need to hear anything else. It's just a few bad apples.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah. Jeffrey Warden in uniform at an Albuquerque police station. Little did he know this was about to happen.
So let me give you a little backlog here. The wife, the girlfriend of this guy, she had endeared herself to different police. She was a real copsucker, but she made friends with these other cops. And when this copper went bananas and beat her senseless and bloodied and blacked her face, the other coppers who she had endeared herself to.
I'm gonna be removing your gun belt. Okay. Helps you work.
Arrested while on the job.
We have a warrant for your arrest.
A man whose job it was to protect and to serve. Now disgraced. Wharton was arrested by Rio Rancho police after a domestic violence incident with a woman who lives with him at his Rio Rancho home. The criminal complaint says doorbell camera video captures a violent struggle between the woman and Wharton in February. Her mother brought her to the hospital. The complaint says doctors found a brain bleed, gashes and bruises on her face.
Gashes and bruises. They never talk like this for you or I, but because it's a pig's wife and because it's a pig and the pig's getting disrespected by the other pigs, gashes and bruises. When it happens to you, the perpetrator was being detained. Put a 1 in the chat if you know what I'm talking about.
Says doctors found a brain bleed.
A brain bleed.
Gashes and bruises.
Gashes and bruises. Not for you or me, though. Perpetrator was being restrained, being detained properly by police within policy and procedure.
On her face and red markings across the front of her neck, consistent with markings caused by strangulation. Now Jeffrey's uniform, his APD badge cut off.
Yeah, the other pigs
Ripped
didn't like
away
him.
from his body while locked in cuffs.
In cuffs. Boy, this reporter, I wonder if she goes all out like this for people who are wrongfully beaten and cheated, raped, killed, murdered by the cops.
I do want to give you the opportunity to talk to us and tell us your side of the story. Do you want to take that opportunity?
Not after hearing that, no.
You plead the Fifth Amendment. You say, I plead the Fifth Amendment. It's just a few bad
Also
apples.
developing at noon, a Miramar police
apples.
officer under arrest. He's facing pretty serious charges, including kidnapping and battery. Local 10 News reporter Roy Ramos is live. He's outside the jail in Fort Lauderdale with the details. Roy.
Christy and Janice, he was just hired with the department in December of last year, so he's only been with them for about 5 months or so. But he has since been relieved of his police duties pending the outcome of this investigation. Let's go ahead and show you what he looks like. You're looking at the mugshot of 26-year-old Joshua Bugwandas. He is the Miramar.
Looks like a real nice guy. Looks like a really nice person. Just remember, this guy would come in and the judge would believe this guy over you, and he beats women. You understand that? Like, you only have one thing to do. Just don't hit her, bro. Just don't hit her, dude. You can do whatever you want. You put a hole in the wall. You can do whatever you want, but you can't hit her, dude. That's the rule. You can't hit her. This guy, the judge's word, the judge would say that he believes this woman beat her over you.
Our police officer who was arrested yesterday and now facing felony charges stemming from a domestic incident with his girlfriend of 2 years. In the arrest warrant we obtained, it states Joshua and his girlfriend got into an argument after she said she noticed a text message from his ex-girlfriend.
Oh, text message from the ex-girlfriend. You saw that text message? Get down, smack. Shut, get out of my text messages.
Victim told police after the two picked up their children from her mother's home.
Oh, snap. He's got kids and he's texting his ex, brother. Yeah, come on, man. Come on, Dwayne Wade.
Following a night out with friends that included drinking and smoking marijuana, they went back to their Miramar home. When she refused to speak with him about the text messages, Joshua allegedly straddled her, pinned her to the bed, and then began to choke her.
He straddled her, pinned her to the bed.
Marijuana. They went back to their Miramar, a night out with friends that included drinking.
And here, now listen to the reporter. His night out included drinking
and smoking marijuana
and smoking chemical.
They went back to their Miramar home. When she refused to speak with him about the text messages, Joshua allegedly straddled her, pinned her to the bed, and then began to choke her.
Typical jackboot. Can you put that in the comment for me? JBTP. Hashtag JBTP. Jackboot Thug Piggy. He's a jackboot thug pig.
She said she was able to get free, but she was chased down and then pulled back into their home. She called 911 and Joshua was arrested by Miramar police later that day. The Miramar police chief reacting to the arrest with this statement they read in part. The arrest illustrates the department's commitment to enforcing the...
So, listen, you can't gloss over things. This arrest illustrates the department's commitment to enforcing the law without favor. Then how come the most women of all relationships that get beaten, why they're getting beaten by the cops if you guys are enforcing the law without favor? We encourage all victims of police beating their wives to come forward without fear, knowing that we take these matters of cops beating their wives very seriously. An administrative investigation is underway.
The law without favor. We encourage
administrative investigation.
All victims of domestic violence to come forward without fear, knowing that we take these matters seriously. An administrative investigation is also underway. Now, in that arrest affidavit, it also states that the victim did suffer some injuries to her face that included lacerations and scratches. She also had bruises to her arm.
He beat her up. Cop beat up his wife. Don't worry, though. It's just a few bad apples.
Joshua, he is expected to face a judge at some point today. We'll be sure to let you know what happens.
Mister, is anybody else in there with you?
Body cam shows deputy crying hysterically after killing his wife in Oklahoma home. It's just a few bad apples, though.
My wife? Is she okay? No. We need to help her, but we can't help her unless you help us. You know how this works. Okay. Don't have a weapon. Please don't have a weapon. I don't have a weapon. Please don't have a weapon. I have my phone. Okay, come out to me. Come out to me. Come out to me. Uncle. Hey, come out to me. Uncle, come see me. 116 is coming out. Uncle, come see me. Go ahead.
Uncle, come see me. So listen, just so you know, the guy crawling on the ground right there crying, he murdered his wife, okay? Don't feel one bit of remorse for that pig crawling on the ground in his own slop. Don't feel one bit of remorse for that pig right there. He murdered his wife. He's crying because he got caught.
Uncle Charles. Come on out, man. Come on out. Charles Bruce. Uncle, come see me. 116 is coming out. Uncle, come see me. Go ahead. Uncle Charles. Come on out, man. Come on out. Charles Bruce. Stay right there. Stay right there. Charles.
She's dead. The pig murdered his wife. Do you understand that? She's dead. He killed her. He's crying because he's a coward and a woman killer.
Charles, Uncle. Put your hands behind your back, hon. Uncle. Stop. Charles. Yes. Yeah, breathe, man. Breathe. Charles.
Automatic double cuff. You see that? Because he's a pig. They're telling him to stop crying, telling him to relax, automatically double cuffing. If that was you or me, they'd just try to rip your arms together. Every time they try to rip my arms together. Every time.
Breathe. Uncle, come see me.
The cop who's arresting him is coaxing him. He's not putting a knee on his back, nothing. The pig who murdered his wife, is that a thin blue line on his wrist? Is it?
Please. Hey, what's your name? What?
It's just a few bad apples, though. It's just a few bad apples.
I swear to God, I'm not gonna fight you. Get out! Put your hands up in the air, top of your head. Do not move.
A suspect.
Do not move. What up? Listen to this beta male.
Hands up in the air, top of your head. Do not move.
Do not move.
A suspect on the run found hiding out in a dumpster. Two men take police on a high-speed chase, and a cop is arrested in his Halloween costume. We're taking a look at some of the top police moments caught on body camera video in the past month.
I've been a cop for 35 years. Well, then you gotta listen. I know. Then why didn't you listen? Don't blame me.
What? Okay, we covered this on this channel. We covered this entire video where the cop arrests the cop in the gas station parking lot.
No. Then why didn't you listen? Don't blame me.
Don't blame me, because we're putting you through the policies, procedures, and protocols that we follow for everybody that are inhumane, brutal, and barbaric.
Let's start off in Wyoming, Ohio, a city just north of Cincinnati. That's where, in the early morning hours of October 29th, Police Sergeant Michael Matheson was taken into custody after his wife called 911 on him.
Put your hands up!
After his wife called 911. It's just a few bad apples, though. It's just a few bad apples.
Hold the channel. Holding the channel. Put your hands up! Turn around and put your hands behind your back. Turn around, hands behind your back.
Body camera video shows Wyoming officers on the scene call to Matheson, telling him to show his hands, but Matheson refuses.
Stop right there. He got out of the truck. Yep. What's up? Down on your knees.
Down on your knees in the
Just
rain.
give us a second. Get down on your. Put your hands behind.
Get on your knees. Get on your knees in the rain. Get on your knees. That's the detainment process. I have to get on my knees in the pouring rain. You can see the rain coming down.
On your back. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Put your hands behind your back. Maybe if I talk like Kermit the Frog. I mean, what are you talking about? You scream louder. That's the solution.
Other hand in the air. Put your other hand up. Put your hand in the air, both of them. Left hand too.
Soon, first responders realized Matheson's got something in his hands.
He's got something in his left hand. We can't see what it is.
He wants to have a firefight with the cops. That's his whole goal here. He wants to have a shootout with us. We're preparing for a shootout. We are armed to the teeth. We are dressed up like G.I. Joe. We hope he wants to have a shootout. There's something in his hand. Maybe he wants to have a shootout.
Put your hands up. You're under arrest. Put your hands in the air.
Why is he under arrest? Because she called the cops on him? That's all it takes is you just call the cops? Yes.
Put your hands up. All right, Dawson, move up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
The first couple times, it was because those guys weren't screaming. These new guys there are going to start screaming, put your hands up, put your hands up. Just so you know, it's so that they can shoot him and say that we said it a dozen times, put your hands up.
Put your hands up. Keep your hands I think it's a phone. You're going to get tased. Keep your hands out of your pocket.
When officers approached,
He's been standing there with his hands straight out the whole time. Take a look at the guy. You see the guy behind? There's a light behind him, but look at his hands. There's his hands. He's wearing a Halloween costume. It's Halloween night.
Keep your hands out of your
So his hands are not in his pocket, and the cop's screaming, keep your hands out of your pockets.
pocket.
when officers approach Matheson and put him into cuffs, he reveals he
Torture cuffs. Put that in the comment section right now. Torture cuffs. When the cops approached Matheson and put them in torture cuffs. Torture cuffs. You understand it? Can you please put that in the comment section? Torture cuffs.
he's also a police officer.
Yeah, I'm a cop. 31. Are you able to switch Venturi wide or an OIC switch to an area wide? I swear to God, there's nobody in my truck. I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not gonna fight you. I swear to God.
Well, you gotta listen to us, man.
I'm trying to. Please help me.
Please, please help me.
Can't quite explain why he wasn't following officers' orders.
I've been a cop for 35 years.
Well, then you gotta listen.
I know.
Then why didn't you listen? Don't blame me.
These same moments were also recorded by another officer's body camera.
I'm a cop. I swear to God, I'm not gonna fight you. Or an OIC. I'm not gonna fight you, dude. I'm not going to. I swear to God, there's nobody in my truck.
No, sir.
I'm not gonna fight you. Listen to me. I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not gonna fight you. I swear to God.
Well, you gotta listen to us, man.
I'm trying to. Please help me.
Please help me. What? Did you, what? What? That's like when I'm mocking cops and I'm auditing them and I'm making fun of them. Did you? He said it like.
Trying to. Please help me.
32. We got. Well, then you gotta listen.
I know.
Then why?
I've been a cop for 35 effing years. Then, okay, so at that point, they still got him in the torture cuffs. They don't believe him. They don't trust him. They don't believe or trust anybody unless you're wearing the badge. Wearing the badge of the blue. Put it on. Put it on. Put it on.
Why didn't you listen? Don't blame me.
I'm with them.
Let's go to the ring.
Dude, I'm not gonna fight.
Let's get out of the ring. I'm not worried about your fight now.
Remember,
I'm not going to.
take a look at the rain coming down. See that? Remember, they told him to get on his knees, and he didn't want to get on his knees. And they said he wasn't cooperating. Look at the rain.
About your fight.
Look at that rain.
No.
Get on your knees. No, I'm not doing it.
Well, I'm not going to. I don't want to do this.
Do you have a gun or anything on you?
I have nothing on me.
Soon, Matheson explains what led up to his arrest, saying he got in an argument with his wife.
My wife and I were at a party. We had an argument.
All right, have a
That's
seat.
all
Get
it
out of the
is.
rain.
That's all it is. That's all it is. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Can you, God, dude, can you listen to me, please?
Hey, we're in 30 minutes.
I would never hurt anyone. I'm a policeman.
Where at?
St. Bernard.
Okay, well, you have to listen.
I
You know,
know.
why would you not just do as you were told? It's not that difficult. You know that.
I was just calling my daughter. That's all. I was calling my daughter. I just wanted her to know what was going on. And I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I wouldn't hurt
We'll talk to you here in just a minute.
Why would you think I would ever hurt you?
I don't know you.
Dude, I know you don't like it.
That's their line. That's the pig's favorite line. I don't know you. That's the pigs. They love saying that. I don't know you. And even the pigs, after they find out this guy's a pig and he's been a pig for however many pig years he's been pigging, they still can't stop being the macho a-holes, authoritarians that they are when they have somebody subjected to their dominion, to their absolute power, that you can do nothing. You can't even clench your muscles up when someone grabs you, because then you're tensing.
I'm sorry.
So he said he's sorry now how many times? We get you're sorry, bro. We get it. And now the pig, he's going to seize on that.
It's okay. We'll talk to you here in just a minute.
Why would you think I would ever hurt you?
I don't know you.
Dude, I know you don't like it.
All right, brother, we'll talk here in a minute. Hold on. We'll talk here in a minute.
Investigators later said Matheson's wife called
Such a-
911,
That dude's such a douchebag. That cop is such a douche.
saying he was refusing to leave and was intoxicated and possibly armed.
The wife, I mean, where's the love in the pig community? They have such loyalty. until it comes down to they give away each other completely. He's intoxicated. What did the wife say?
Saying he was refusing to leave and was intoxicated and possibly armed.
So she calls the pigs on him and say he's drunk and he's got a gun. But she's not saying he's beating me. She didn't say he beat me. She just is ready to cut him to the quick, all the way down. Because if he gets arrested for DUI with a firearm, he could lose his pig license.
There's now an internal investigation with Matheson's own police department, and he's expected to appear in court on November 6th.
What is this? Where do these people in the trash can come from? This is all new.
Heading south now to Florida, where a man now charged with grand theft auto runs from police and hides out in a dumpster.
Okay, now it makes sense. Yeah, I just wanted to see that first one. But there's another video I want to show you right now that's better than that one. But this is on the force review, so this is going to be pretty brutal to watch. But let's get into it. Let's just jump into it anyway. I just wanted to see the piggy in the beginning of that one. So this is the force review. I'm a subscriber to this guy's channel. He shows the grit. Thank you for showing the grit of the gore of these pigs. There you go.
You want to come out and show what's going on?
Well, Miss Berry, you need to come out and talk to us at this point.
You don't open the door. You sit down, shut up, and sit on the floor no matter how long they knock, no matter how much your dog is barking. You do not open the door. And this is the reason why. Don't open that. They say it's police. You say, who is it? And they say, police. Shut up and sit down. They don't have a warrant. They can't come in. Do you hear me? Are you listening? Put a 1 in the chat if you hear me. The cops knock on your door. Who is it? Police. I'm here to see ChilleDeCastro. Knock, 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 knock. Hey, it's the police. You answered. You said you were there. I'm here to see ChilleDeCastro. Is he there? Knock, 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 knock. He can't come in unless he's got a warrant to come into my house. He's not a voice expert. He doesn't know that was my voice. Knock, knock, knock. Police! What do you want? I'm here for ChilleDeCastro. That pig might knock for 30 minutes. My neighbors might be texting me and calling me and saying, Chille, the cops are at your house. Are you home? They're beating on the door and screaming. I'm getting texts from my neighbors. My dog, Charlie's bark, 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 won't stop barking. What do? Nothing. I sit down and shut the front door. Why? Cop can't come in my house unless he has a warrant. Unless I open the door.
You want to come out and show what's going on?
Well, Miss Berry, you need to come out and talk to us at this point.
I do not want to come outside.
Sir.
Okay.
No, don't.
They're trying to kill me! Barry, you're under
Mr.
arrest.
Barry, stop resisting, sir. Right now, you're under arrest,
gonna
and you
kill
need to
him.
put your hands behind your back, okay?
Oh!
Welcome to episode 12 of the Force Review. I'll be your host for the next few minutes.
He opened the door. The cops knocked on the door. Mr. Barry, who was on Earth before this video was made, his life came to an end when you heard that bullet pop. Barry's dead. What'd he do? He opened the door. Put a 1 in the chat if you get what I'm putting down, Brown. If the cops have a warrant to come in your house, they will. If they don't, they won't. Cop calls my phone. Hey, Chille, is that you? Hey, this is Chille. Who's this? This is the cops. Boop. Phone rings. It's the cops. What do? Nothing. You don't answer the phone. Cops are beating on the door. Do you answer the door? No. I hope I've made myself clear. I hope I've made myself. Well, here, let me make it clear for you. Here, he opened the door.
Hands behind your back, okay?
He opened the door. He opened the door.
Welcome to episode 12 of the Force Review. I'll be your host for the next few minutes. I'm an active patrol officer with 13 years of experience.
I just subscribed to this guy's channel today, so he's got a I'll let you guys judge, but I don't like pigs, and so it's tough. We're all mixed together. You ever have your stuff stolen, you have to make a pig report. So we're stuck with these pigs. We have to change them.
I've handled just about every type of radio call out there, from narcotics activity to domestic violence. Let's get to it.
You know what? Hey, let's do it. Why don't you come on the channel for an interview? Let me know. So I dropped the comment to invited him to come on the channel for an interview. You guys know I love talking to pigs. Here's the link to his channel if you guys want to let him know that I will be fair. I won't treat him horrible. Hopefully he said he's an active pig, so I don't know if he can.
Our episode today will cover 3 topics: threshold arrests, tasers as deadly weapons, and jury decisions. December 27, 2019, Newport News, Virginia. Newport News police officers Dwight Peterson and Sergeant Albin Pearson. He's
dead. Just remember, the guy right there, he's no longer here. The life he had, all the math he learned, all the tradesmen's, all the trades that he learned, all the business he learned, all the birth he had, everything that he was snuffed away by those pigs right there. So don't forget that. That man right there is dead.
Respond to Henry Berry's house. Mr. Berry had called 911 several times to report his son missing and to ask for a welfare check on his son.
Understand this. You cannot call police to report your son missing when he is not missing.
So this is over a phone call? This is over him calling the police? He's dead now because of that? Because these pigs are there?
Because what you've just done is you've falsely summoned law enforcement.
Okay, so then give him a ticket if he's broken the law.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
Later that day,
he said he was sorry.
Mr. Berry called several more times for the same thing. Sergeant Pearson and Officer Peterson again responded to the call. 2 more officers went with them. Prior to
They didn't plan on using force. They came with 3 dudes with guns.
knocking on Mr. Berry's door, Sergeant Pearson advised the other officers that the plan was to arrest Mr. Berry for falsely summoning law enforcement.
That's the tax dollars that we're spending arresting this dude? You mean the girl on the other end of the phone can't have it? Are you telling me that the operator on the other end of the phone can't say, who is it? It's that Barry guy again. Yeah, Barry, we're not gonna answer your calls anymore. Click. Who is this? It's Barry. You calling about your son again? Yep. We're not gonna take it. Click. When someone calls your phone, what do you do? If you don't want to talk to them on the phone, what do you do? Click. They sent 3 cops to arrest this guy because he's calling 911. When all the operators do is say, who is this? Barry? It's Barry. Click. and just remember, I'm laughing, having a good time. Barry's dead, though.
A violation of Virginia Code 18.2.
See, and so this is the difference. I'm so glad that I stopped it right when I did. This is the difference between when you see an activist, a law scholar, and someone who's not a law scholar and not an activist. The cop who made the video is pointing out the law that gives the pigs the right to go there and to arrest him, when the operator could simply just hang up the phone.
2-461, a misdemeanor.
Hello. Hi. Are you Mr. Barry?
Yes.
Hi, Mr. Barry. I'm Officer Alexander, Newport News Police Department.
Can I show you the video?
Sure. You want to come out and
No,
show me what's going on?
right here. Oh, Mr. Barry, you need to come out and talk to us at this point.
You need to come out and talk to us. That was Sergeant Pearson giving Mr. Barry a command. If Mr. Barry was in a public place, Mr. Barry would have had a legal obligation to follow that command. However, Mr. Barry is inside his own home. The threshold, that white wooden frame around Mr. Barry's doorway, is what separates his home from a public space. And according to the U.S. Supreme Court case Payton versus New York, that threshold may not reasonably be crossed without a warrant. Has Sergeant Pearson already crossed Mr. Barry's threshold? In 1982, deputies from the Morgan County Sheriff's Office surrounded John Morgan's house. Mr. Morgan was wanted on a gun charge, and the deputies commanded him to exit with a bullhorn. In reviewing the case, the U.S. Court of Appeals 6th Circuit stated that, although there was no direct police entry into the Morgan home prior to Morgan's arrest, the constructive entry accomplished the same thing. So yes, by ordering Mr.
Does the force review, does this copper, does he have a cat? You guys hear a kitty cat in the background?
Circuit stated that, although there was no direct police entry into the Morgan home prior to
That's a pussy cat he has. I'd like to see that little kitty cat.
Morgan's arrest, the constructive entry accomplished the same thing. So yes, by ordering Mr. Barry to exit, Sergeant Pearson has crossed the threshold into Mr. Barry's house. The courts call it constructive entry.
You need to hang up the phone from 911. I do not want to come outside. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Right there, cops violate his rights. And I wonder what happens to cops in this, because they should be charged with murder.
They're trying to kill me!
Mr. Barry tries to close the door and Sergeant Pearson pushes his way inside. Now Sergeant Pearson has physically crossed the threshold into Mr. Barry's home, a Fourth Amendment violation.
That's a constitutional violation, just like I said.
All 3 officers follow him.
And remember what this guy's done. Let's keep it in perspective what this man has done. He called 911. He called, and obviously, as soon as the cops came in, they said, he's trying to kill me. So maybe a little bit of paranoia, but the cops do kill him. So, I mean, either that or they would have called him a conspiracy theorist until the cops killed him. So just keep into context, keep in perspective why the cops are there. The cop has decided they're going to arrest Mr. Barry for calling 911 too many times. The operator could just hang up on him. I can't wrap my head around what we're seeing here. You called 911. You called 911. You son of a bitch. You called 911.
Mr. Barry, you're under
Mr.
arrest.
Barry, stop resisting, sir.
For what?
Mr. Barry,
Stop, Mr.
stop.
Barry. What am I under arrest for? I didn't do anything wrong.
Sir,
Stop this.
Sir, you're just going to make it more difficult. Please stop, sir.
I'm not under arrest. I haven't done anything wrong.
Come on. Sir, stop.
Stop.
Mr. Barry, stop.
Stop me!
Mr. Barry, stop resisting, sir.
Hold.
Stop.
Got it.
Stop. Put your hands behind your back, sir. Put your hands behind your back.
I got it. Mr. Barry.
Mr. Barry, put your hands behind your back.
Mr. Barry,
Stop.
you're under
Stop.
arrest.
Put your hands behind your back.
Mr. Barry, you're under arrest.
So the officers pin Mr. Barry against the wall and they're trying to arrest him.
You called 911 too many times. You called 911 too many times, you son of a bitch, Barry.
But he's resisting.
But he's resisting.
Officer's entry into Mr. Barry's apartment constitutes trespassing, and their attempts to arrest him are unlawful. Does Mr. Barry have the right to resist this unlawful arrest? Yes. In 2002, the Virginia Supreme Court noted in Virginia v. Hill, under the common law, a citizen generally is permitted to use reasonable force to resist an illegal arrest. It is important to note that it is extremely risky, legally and physically.
Listen, don't resist. You resist ever so slightly, where you don't just turn around and just surrender yourself like a bitch. Okay, I'm not going to get arrested here for no reason. Stop it. You try to talk the cop out of grabbing you as you're backing away a little bit, but don't fight the cops, okay? You know I hate cops. There's no one here in this room right now that hates cops more than me. I hate them the most. And I will tell you now, I'm not going to resist police. If anybody ever says Chille went crazy and started punching the cops, no, I didn't. You've seen me in 1,000 interactions with cops. I've never lost my cool. Don't you lose your cool. Just give up and hope that you got it on film.
Physically, for anyone to resist an arrest by the police. Although the case of Virginia v. Hill decided that people have the right to resist an illegal arrest,
it
also decided that people do not have the right to resist an illegal detention. This seems a bit absurd for right.
Don't do it. Listen to me. Just don't do it, okay? Listen, I spent $6,000. I spent $6,000 making these cop cards. The driver and the non-driver. See, one says driver, one says non-driver. I spent $6,000. I sell them for $10. It's a step-by-step tutorial. Step 1, you see a cop, you start filming, and you state what's in the yellow. I invoke my 1A. Number 2, cop approaches, says any words at all. While filming, you say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. Nowhere on this card does it say to you, you should resist an unlawful arrest. It does not say that on my trifold. It does not say that on the Fifth Amendment cop card. I don't give a damn what statute, ordinance. I don't care where it's written down. I don't care if it's etched into stone. If you want to live, don't fight cops. I hate them. I'm more powerful than most of these pigs that I run chest to chest into. Don't fight the cops. Get the Fifth Amendment cop card. Follow it on the step-by-step tutorial. Don't ever, it's black and yellow, so it goes in your wallet. You'll never forget it. It's the only black and yellow card in your wallet. You only pull it out when you have to deal with these pigs.
Now, it's the law in Virginia. Also, many states have explicitly made it illegal to resist an illegal arrest, and this seems to be the way most jurisdictions are trending.
Okay, put your hands behind your back.
Behind your back. Behind your back.
Mr. Berry.
Let go.
Officer Peterson pulls out his taser. Is a taser justified under these circumstances?
No, he's in his house. No.
Since the arrest is illegal, all the force the officers use to effect the arrest is also illegal. Also, Officer Peterson appears to have the taser right up against Mr. Berry's upper chest, an area Axon recommends to avoid.
It's going to be okay, sir. Just put your hands behind your back, okay?
Lay on your stomach.
You listen to Officer Alexander.
You're
not going to get tased, all right?
Mr. Berry, look at me. Well, I understand that you're upset. I understand that some things are going on. But
No. You don't understand, pigtail. You broke into the man's home for calling, for simply making too many phone calls. You're on top of him with 3 other people because he made some phone calls you didn't like. He didn't threaten anybody on those phone calls. He called up and acted like a fruitcake. The operator could have recognized his number, tagged it, and hung up on him every time and moved forward. A guy going through a manic phase. Instead, you murdered him. So you don't understand. Tootsie Pop.
right now you're under arrest and you need to put your hands behind your back, okay? Let's start with this one. Can we start with this hand? Give me your left hand, okay? Mr. Berry, we don't.
What? What? You gotta be kidding me. So there's a guy sitting on his butt. He's not going to flip over for you and give you his wrists. And so they're going to shoot him with electricity because he's just sitting there. He's just sitting there.
Mr. Berry, we don't.
He's just sitting there. Unbelievable. Horrible. Oh, got him. Killed him. Killed the guy.
Everybody okay?
Yes, sir.
Is everybody okay? No. You killed Mr. Barry over him calling the 911 operator. Everything is not okay. Everybody's not okay. You killed the guy that you're supposed to protect and serve.
All right. Put your hands down. Officer involved shooting. The medic route.
Now they start their ridiculousness. Officer involved shooting in American road. And what about Mr. Barry? Where's the care? The only care they have is to get him in torture cuffs.
22, therefore, we need a medic en route. Officer involved shooting.
So Officer Peterson tases Mr. Barry twice, and Mr. Barry fights back. In their respective trials, Officer Peterson and Sergeant Pearson both testified that Mr. Barry got control of the taser and pointed it at another officer. The video is not conclusive on this issue. Whatever the case, Sergeant Pearson shoots Mr. Barry once in the back, killing him.
Shoots him in the back.
A taser in the hands of a suspect fighting the police is considered a deadly weapon.
Oh, but it's not in the hands of the cops. It's less lethal, but it's deadly in the hands of one of us.
For reasoning on this issue, watch the Force Reviews episode 8. So under normal circumstances, Sergeant Pearson would be justified to shoot Mr. Barry for attempting to tase another officer. However, the fact that the officers illegally entered Mr. Barry's home changes things. Mr. Barry's resistance to the illegal arrest was legal, including his use of the taser. September 1st, 2022, former Sergeant Pearson was convicted of voluntary manslaughter and trespassing in a jury trial. He was later sentenced to 6 years in prison. Mr. Pearson was acquitted of the more serious charge of second-degree murder. Prior to Mr. Pearson's trial, former Officer Peterson was put on trial for aggravated malicious wounding during the commission of a felony, trespassing, and assault and battery. He was found not guilty of all charges.
Wow. They went to his house and killed him. And he's found not guilty of all charges. They went to the guy's house for calling 911 and killed him.
Why was Mr. Peterson acquitted while Mr. Pearson was convicted? They both performed very similar actions during the incident. In fact, their entry into Mr. Barry's home was almost identical. So why wasn't Mr. Peterson at least convicted for the trespassing charge? It's hard to determine exactly why the two juries reached such different decisions. Perhaps the jurors were more focused on Mr. Pearson because he was the supervisor on scene, the first through the door, and the one who fired the fatal shot. Part of Mr. Peterson's defense was that he was just following his supervisor and could have been disciplined if he hadn't. Whatever the jury's motivations, it is an interesting insight into how juries make decisions. Also interesting is the fact that the prosecutors decided not to charge the other two officers with anything, not even trespassing. That is it for episode 12 of the Force Review.
Listen, I teach you guys a very set, rigid way of a set of policies, procedures, and protocols that you can follow. On the cop card, they're literally numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See the numbers on the side over there? On the trifold, the first thing, learn the law on the other side is I invoke my right to remain silent. And then don't ask me where I'm coming from, where I'm going. If I have a gun, I'll take no tests, no searches or seizures. Everything I need to provide is on the slip below. I teach you guys to have your license, registration, proof of insurance, even if it's just a photocopy of your license, registration, and proof of insurance inside of your trifold. Then I give you this fancy broccoli wad rubber band in your envelope. This goes up in your visor, just like this. And then your phone goes in this hand. Your hands never go below the steering wheel. You don't resist. You don't fight back. Everything's on camera. You're a ninja warrior with the camera. You're going to get his job. You're going to sue him in federal court. He messes up once, it's on camera. I don't know what, but this, I didn't just make this card. I didn't just say, I think I'll make this card. This card took 20 years of studying Supreme Court case law, the most on-point case law. This is a step-by-step tutorial. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you get 2 of these, I'll give you 3. So you can start to give these to other people. The step-by-step tutorial, you cop sighted, start filming. Number 2, cop approaches. While filming, I invoke my 5th Amendment. Number 3, cop asks you to exit the vehicle. Exit and plead, I plead the 5th Amendment. Number 4, cop asks you for ID. Cop demands your ID, says he has reasonable articulable suspicion. While filming, you say, I plead the Fifth Amendment. I identify as a good citizen. No ID is required. The law is in the navy blue, Hibble versus Nevada. Even with reasonable articulable suspicion, citizen must state how they ID. You did that when you said, I identify as a good citizen. You don't give ID without probable cause. You tell the cop off, vulgar language. Cop tells you he's going to charge you with this or with that. While filming, you say, my right to free speech is protected by the First Amendment. The law is in blue. The First Amendment, 1971, upheld by Cohen versus California. Cop loses qualified immunity for arresting you. You only have this card in your wallet for the interaction you have with the pig. You don't pull the black and yellow card out unless you have an interaction with the pig. And then the only question you have is, am I driving or am I not driving? Am I a driver or am I a non-driver? Because there's 2 cards. If you're driving, you use a different step. If you're non-driver, you use different steps. But that's the only thing you need to know. Are you driving or are you not driving? You'll never mistake the cards in your wallet. You know, on the Force review on this guy's channel, he had the manifesto of the Nashville shooter. And I wanted to read that. Where was that bad chicken? Let me do it here. Okay, so here's this one right here. Let's just watch it on. Sorry about that. There's 3 pages of the manifesto of the Nashville shooter that have been leaked. You guys want to go to the Force review? I think that guy's a pig, but he's given some good knowledge.
First floor main lobby of I'm making entry on the front side. I got to bring my clothes in here.
My windows on. They're upstairs.
Hey,
Give me 3. Give me 3.
give me 3. Let's get 3. Let's go. I need 3.
And this guy, Rex Engelbert, he goes in and immediately neutralizes the threat and kills the shooter. So this is okay, cool. I don't want to see the shooting because I don't want to demonetize the video. So Audrey Hale murdered 3 children and 3 adults before being killed by Rex Engelbert. Cool. But then this Audrey Hale, she was a genius beyond the pale. She was like the Unabomber intelligent. And 3 pages of Hale's manifesto have been leaked to the public. This is what I'm interested in. So this is kill those kids on 2/3/23, going to private fancy schools with those fancy Quackies and sports backpacks with their daddy's Mustangs and convertibles. F you little shits. I wish to shoot you with your mop yellow hair. Want to kill you little cracker chickens. You little krakens. There it says bunch of little effets with your white privilege. F you effets. So why doesn't she release this whole thing? She doesn't seem like a genius to me. She looks like a moron to me. To this day, the day has finally come. I can't believe it's here. Don't know how I was able to get this far, but here I am. I'm a little nervous, but excited too. Been excited for the past 2 weeks. There were several times I could have been caught, especially the summer of 2021. None of that matters now. I'm almost an hour and 7 minutes away. Can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm ready. I hope my victims aren't. My only fear is that if anything goes wrong, I'll do my best to prevent any sort of God. Let my wrath take over my anxiety. Let my wrath take over my anxiety. She was evil. It might be 10 minutes tops. It might be 3 to 7. It's going to go so quick. I hope I have a high death count. Oh, she's a psycho. She's a psycho. Well, she killed kids. It's true. So she calls this Death Day. She calls it Death Day. This is the woman who killed the kids in Tennessee. That's as close as I can zoom in. Get dressed, stuffed animals, eat breakfast, pack up belongings, test knife and glass car, final videotape, leave for elementary school, leave for, God, that's just sick. Arrive in designated space, prepare for attack, lock and load all weapons. Time to die. She wrote, wow. Force review bringing us some pretty good stuff. You know, so it's really strange how we're all so interconnected. You know, I align with so many conservatives, and I've never voted for a Republican. So I align though with so many conservatives now on so many issues, and then I align with so many people who are classically liberal minded. You know, that live and let live. Like, what are we doing here? They killed that guy because he's called 911 too many times. Like, they killed him. They murdered him. They went into his house and they killed him. Like, I just, for me as a person, I could never. We don't stop sweatshirts. Are in. You know, and just so you guys know, when I'm done, when these sweatshirts are sold out, I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing another round of merch. I'm not doing it. But the We Don't Stop sweatshirts are badass. The back of this is even more cool. But I'm not doing sweatshirts or t-shirts again. I'm only doing things that you can use when you get pulled over by the pigs. I did these for a few people for Christmas, and I'm going to start I'm going to give them away here pretty quick. So I don't have, because you remember, if someone orders something from you, then you're on the hook for it. You have to deliver that product. No matter what, it has to be delivered. Oh, you got your sweatshirt, Truth of God? Right on, man. That's awesome. Super. The back of it's so cool. People ask me what team I'm on. I'm on Team DLZ. I'm on this team right here with these people. Everybody do me a favor. Hit the like button. If you would, pretty please, with sugars and cherries on top, just hit the like button. I'm going to pull us up a little video here because, oh yeah, I saw this video. I don't know if I can show it. I mean, they may demonetize. Oh yeah. Oh, I wonder though if I can get this on another channel. I wonder if I can get this on another channel. I wish I could get it on another channel. I want to get this on another channel. I don't think I'm going to watch it here. I can't do it. I can't watch the guy's channel. It makes me sick. You know, oh, this is a good one. This is just a good reason why you don't road rage. You guys have seen this before? I'm not sure if you guys have seen this or not. But these guys were beefing, right? You see the beefing going on, and one guy is mad at the other guy, and he's going to pull over. He's going to pull over in front of him, and then so he goes jumping out of the car. And then his buddy's coming up from the other door that he got out. So now you got two guys walking up to this guy's van. The guy in the van doesn't know either one of these guys. Ooh, now he's throwing fists into the window. Those are gunshots. Those are gunshots. We live in a gun culture, people. Don't go running up and throwing fists at people. Be very careful. You don't know if I got a gun inside my vest pocket. You have no idea. Am I carrying on my hip? Do I got one on my side? You don't know. You have no idea if I'm carrying. Don't just run up on people. And this guy throws, and he goes in and he throws a punch from like Saturn. He reaches back to Mars. See that? He reached all the way back like he was reaching back to Pluto. Look at that. And then he gets shot. And then, just so you know, the person in the white van right here, right above that square, they got shot too. It wasn't life-threatening, but a bullet went in somebody. Man, it's just, he's shot. Yep. He's running away from his car. Now you hear the woman screaming. That guy ran off shot, and they don't know if he's shot in the chest, if he's shot in the stomach, shot in the head. But there's the girlfriend, and he jumped out road raging like a moron. How do you react after you shoot somebody? How do you react after you shoot somebody?
David. Get the off me! Can you have him read the receipt? He's not doing nothing wrong, officer. Dayton, stop. Dayton, put your hands behind your back. Okay, calm down.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. What is being accomplished here? One guy's just attacking another guy. What is he doing? He's got the guy's back and he's just pushing his head down by his neck. And the guy's like, get off me.
Can you have him read the receipt?
And he's keeping his calm. And watch what this pig does. He runs up and sticks his knee in his neck. Watch this.
He's not doing nothing wrong, officer.
What is he? Right into his neck. What the hell? We're still here? We haven't learned anything? We're in the same place? You just run up and drop your knee in a guy's neck? Look at that. Why did he do that?
Dayton, stop. Dayton, put your hands behind your back. Okay, calm down. I will. Dayton, do it. Just do it, Dayton. Okay.
I'm going to break your nose. That's what he threatened to break his nose.
He didn't do that.
And then he pushed. Now he's going to. He stuck his knee.
Can
Did
you
you
have him
see
read
that?
the receipt? Okay.
Now the guy says, okay, gives him his arm.
He didn't do that.
And then that pig sticks his knee on his neck again. Why is he doing that to the kid? What? Oh my God. Oh my God. That is just Kansas City, Kansas. Look.
I can't sit behind my f***ing back. I'm not. You didn't steal nothing. I'm not resisting, bro. Read the f***ing receipt, bro. Hey, there's his receipt that he got accused of stealing.
Don't give it to them.
Look, she handed him this receipt, so he can't say that
Don't give it to him, you chick. You dummy. Don't give it to him. You take a picture of it. That's it. That's all we get. Where did that happen at? No, where did that happen at? I'm going to find that video. It came from Crazy Effing Videos here. It had to be right here in the beginning. Where's that video at? Oh, I've seen that one. Instead of the caption reading, look at this ridiculousness, they could have sieged the truck, not allowed any food or water to go into it, waited him out for a day, and eventually he would have came out. Instead, they acted like America's a war zone. They could have waited him out. Truck couldn't go anywhere. They could have waited him out. They could have towed the truck from right where it was. The guy could have sat in the cabin all day long, could have sat in there for 3 days till he ran out of water. But that's not what they captioned. Even after the cabin was smashed and gas deployed, the driver refused to come out. Then leave him in there. Then leave him in there. Run! Oh my God, that's nuts. Oh my. She was washed out to sea. Take the camera though. This chick is nuts.
Yung besar? Yes. Huh?
I guess everybody's doing it. You see that? They all are doing it. Look how disgustingly dark and dirty the water is. Oh, shit. That pilot almost...
Da minha cidade fez bolo de
I was trying to
62
find that video that we just watched on Reddit here. Not the innocent man choke slammed, but there was another video we just saw. Police enter man's house and kill him. Arrest issue warrant for officer who shot police chief and wife. Chief, wife arguing outside another officer's house. Officer, alleged mistress, went outside with the gun. Officer was interviewed at the scene and released. Well, this might be interesting. What? So this, once you go black, you never came back. He loved those two.
First place I learned about death was the pet cemetery.
It's in Louisiana.
Would come back. There's
Arrest
something
issue
else.
warrant, St. Landry Parish.
Now to some breaking news out of Opelousas tonight. That's where the St. Landry Parish Sheriff's Office tells News 15 it's issued an arrest warrant for an Opelousas police officer. That officer is wanted for the recent shooting that wounded the Opelousas police chief and his wife. The Sheriff's Office says Savannah Butler, seen on the left, is on the run after failing to turn herself in. Now, she is an officer with
She's on the run. She's a cop on the run.
Opelousas police. The arrest...
Which one was it? The one on the left, they said?
Is Savannah Butler, seen on the left.
So this one on the left over here, the one with the braids,
is on the run.
She's on the run, the one on the left. Pimpin' ain't easy.
After failing to turn herself in. Now, she is an officer with Opelousas police. The arrest warrant accuses her of shooting Chief Craig LeBlanc, seen in the center of your screen, and his wife, Crystal, who is a sheriff's captain pictured on the right. Now, Butler...
So she shot her lover. Oh, you know what that reminds me of? Who was that football player, the quarterback, got shot between the legs and got shot in the head?
Is accused of shooting the arguing couple outside of her Opelousas home just before Christmas. LeBlanc and his wife were both hospitalized for their gunshot wounds, which were not life-threatening. Now, the arrest warrant charges Butler with negligent injury, obstruction of justice.
What? You go shoot someone and you're charged with negligent injury, obstruction of justice. What? This cop shot somebody and tried to kill him.
LeBlanc and his wife were both hospitalized for their gunshot wounds.
Two people shot and put in the hospital. The other person shot them in a love triangle situation. What are the charges?
Which were not life-threatening. Now, the arrest...
So they were not... So I guess the cop decided to shoot people in the arms and legs? That's morbid.
Warrant charges Butler with negligent injury, obstruction of justice, and a firearm violation.
A firearm violation? Assault with a deadly weapon. What are you talking about? It's assault with a deadly weapon. Put a 1 in the chat if I'm right. It's assault with a deadly weapon. What the hell? Like, what in the hell is even going on in this country? I can't even get my head around it.
Sheriff is calling the shooting a domestic dispute involving the trio.
It's a domestic dispute where they shoot each other. That's a criminal dispute.
But he didn't elaborate.
Wow.
For every inch your head goes forward, the weight on your neck doubles.
We often sit for prolonged periods of time with a forward head posture.
Shut up. If you're a pig, you can get away with anything. You can shoot people and it's reckless endangerment. Like, what the hell are you even talking about? What are we even looking at here? Like, this is what I'm trying to say. There's rules for them and rules for us. They follow a rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols. I want you to follow the same rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols. I want you to be a dick about the way you talk with cops, the way you interact with them. You use your Fifth Amendment cop card or you use the trifold, and you don't ever go outside of it because they want to arrest you. They want to put you in a dungeon. What is the cop's goal when he pulls you over? The cop's goal when he pulls you over is to arrest you, impound your car, take you to the dungeon, and steal your money. That's the cop's goal. Remember, he went to work hoping and praying that he was going to get to arrest you. When he pulled you over and he was taking the flashlight, looking through your car, he was hoping and praying that there was something in your car he could arrest you for. That's what his goal is, to arrest you. Put a 1 in the chat if you know that what I'm telling you is true. I'm telling you the truth, nothing but the truth. So help you God. I'm telling you, the cop's goal is to arrest you. Lenny, am I wrong? Lenny, tell him. Lenny, tell him. I'm telling the truth here. Cop's goal is to arrest you. I'm just keeping it real. In my We Don't Stop sweatshirt. What's up, Playboy? My We Don't Stop sweatshirt. What's up, Playboy? It's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when I started on YouTube a couple years ago, I originally was printing up the trifold and just giving them to people. Go back to my beginning videos. I just gave them away. I put them in the mail and I mailed them to people, whoever wanted them. Sold as many as I could, but back then I didn't sell very many. I gave more away than I sold. That's why the reason why I hardly ever give any trifolds away anymore, because I screwed myself. I gave away so many I was upside down. So, but I never planned on having a trifold business, but now I do got a trifold business. And the business that I teach is that you follow a very strict, rigid set. Oh, you remember we people? You people? Did you get, I sent you off your stuff. You got your stuff, you people? I remember specifically talking with you. And a couple more people who I've been in touch with last few days. Remember, there was people who envelopes came back. I announced those names. I'm just going to have to look up their order and call them. If you guys ever don't get your order, you just call me. Just text me or call me. But for the most part now, 98%, 99% are getting their orders. So it's just because I took over, you know. All I have left, Rachel, is XL. I only have XL. I got like 9 or 10 left. I have to get them all and count them up. But I got like 9 or 10 left. I only have XL, double XL, and triple XL left. No matter what the website says, I only have XL, double XL, and triple XL. And, you know, it's just, yeah. What's going on, Jesse? Good to see you. Accountability Ohio, what is going on? Oh, you gave a set? Is that what you're trying to say? Accountability, you say you gave a set to your dad? You got your cop card? Right on. Yeah, a lot of people in here. Steve, that's not true. This is made out of polypropylene. This is not paper. This is made out of polypropylene. You can look it up. It's the kind of paper that it is. It's not paper, it's polypropylene. So that's not true. If you get the print at home trifold for $9 off my website, you can print it out, but within a few weeks or a month or two, you'll have to replace it. This polypropylene paper will last you for years. This paper will last for years and years. I know because I have trifolds I've had since the very beginning. I still have them. So this will last you for a very long time. Don't get me wrong. You can tear it. It's polypropylene. That doesn't mean it's completely indestructible. It's called indestructible paper, but you know what I'm talking about. You know, you got your 5A cop cards? Right on. Right on, Gloria. I'm happy to hear that. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. Right on, Chris Boudreau. Good to see you, my friend. I'm glad everybody's getting it. I didn't see what David said, but just reach out to me, David. Yeah, go to DeleteLawz.com and go to contact or email me directly, or just put your order number right here and I'll look it up for you right now. Oh, did you you got those prints? Okay, cool. So yeah, if anybody needs a copy of the trifold, I give it away for free via email if you contact me. Anybody who can't afford it, this is $20, but if you can't afford it, I give it to you for free. And then if you get a trifold and a cop card, I think it's $30. They're $10 or something like that. So that's, oh, you've had yours. You've had yours for a year. Yeah. I mean, if you take care of it. Yeah. I guarantee you, Steve, it's not regular paper. Guarantee it. Take a regular piece of paper, fold it up next to it, and put it up in your visor next to that trifold. And you'll see within a week or two of flipping your visor up and down, that paper wears out. The polypropylene doesn't. Yeah, you have to find particular print shops that have polypropylene, just so you know. And that's what I had to do. You know, Happy New Year's, everybody. I'm so glad everybody came. I'm so glad everybody's here on Friday night. I'm so glad that we're all here together and having a good time. What's up, Playboy? What's going on with the Playboy? What is going on? You know, I want to show. So here's what I need the DLZ faithful to do. I need American Patriot to get to 4,000 watch hours. I need the channel American Patriot. So if you guys want to go and watch American Patriot and watch all the episodes, start at episode 1 and go to I think we're episode 16 is posted now. And then we're going up to episode 40 something or something like that, just in Ironton alone. So we have the next up to 30 done. We're just adding the music to it now. And so I need you guys to watch American Patriot. Just watch the whole series. Watch from episode 1 until the very last episode. Let me see real quick here. I will pull it up. American Patriot, episode 1. 2,000 views. This is what I'm talking about right here.
You have to get for what traffic? Not using turn signal 100 feet prior. Did I commit a crime? I need to speak to your supervisor. Okay, he's on his way, and he's got to tell you the same thing. You give me your ID. Step out. Sir, don't put your hands on me. I want your supervisor. I want your supervisor. Whoa. Hey,
So I was looking at the videos here, and episode 15's got 1,700 views. Episode 14 has 1,400. So I wonder if people are watching all the episodes. So if you guys would watch this series from beginning to end. When the day comes that you made this decision, enough is enough. A lot of people ask me who I am. What makes me think I can change anything? Well, I'm an American. I love this country, and our rights are under siege.
Get on your knees, crawl forward, and if you don't, we'll kill you.
Our way of life under attack by our own government. We live in a total police state.
I want to thank him for coming out to support me and to back me up.
So if you can, and you will, and you're able, and join me, I'm going to need your help. I'm going to need the help of every single American patriot. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to have, I've worked on this for 5 months now. I'm 5 months into this. And, I think once it really gets caught and people really get, as soon as we have, episodes 20, 25 up there and each one's 10 minutes, I think once people really get hooked on it, they'll binge it, because you can binge watch the whole thing starting at episode 1 pretty easily and just watch every single episode. It is super good. I mean, the editor in this did such a great job. and it's American Patriot Forever. I'll put the link to the URL for the channel right there if you guys want to watch it. American Patriot Forever. That's how you find it. This is the fourth channel. I had American Patriot Free, American Patriot 1793. I had American Patriot Proudly, and YouTube nuked the channel. So I'm hoping we can get to 4,000 watch hours pretty soon. And then I can go live on this channel, and I'll go audit a couple cop shops, and I'll get some real traction on this channel. I mean, I hate to blow the fourth wall, because this video, people are just watching it like it's a series, but I may just, yeah, thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. I need to let all those episodes play all the way through. I need to let them play. That's what YouTube will look at your video and decide if someone started on episode 7 and they didn't finish it, then it wasn't that good of an episode. So then they don't put the video out in the algorithm. Whereas if you watch episode 7 and you let it play all the way to the end, and then you hit a like and you drop a comment and then you share the video through the share function, that's what YouTube goes, oh, people like the video, they're sharing it. That's why there's a little share function there, because then YouTube keeps track of how many people share it using that share function. So yeah, it's been quite a grind getting it. Yeah, 100%, 100%. We could take a look, probably my favorite episode so far that has been released is 15. And this was after, hey mom, this was after, we had interviewed, we had went and filed our complaint with Jeff Lawless. A lot of people watch this and they don't understand why I was this searing prick who was being so obtuse and vicious to Jeff Lawless, because I've been down this road before. I knew that once we got in front of the sheriff, didn't matter what we said, he was going to sweep it right under the rug anyway. So I pretty much lambasted him the entire time, just tore him apart the whole time. So episode 15 is where I had left Tim and Sarah inside the cop shop, and it's only a few minutes. We can watch it. It's your son. Hey mom, it's your son. I only got a minute because I just left that meeting with Jeff Lawless, and mom, I can't stand these guys. I know that you're peace, love, and kumbaya and all that, but I can't stand them. I really can't. They are just such cowards. I looked at this Jeff Lawless guy in his face, and you could tell he was so afraid of all of the corruption and all of the lying and possibly the murders and the cheating he's covered up. You could see it on his face, mom. And I think I missed my calling. I think I should have been a teacher, because I love that I can teach so many people now the principles of humanity and the things that I have spent so many years studying. Today, I'm going to teach them about Hobbes and the nature of man. I gotta go. I love you, mom. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. There's the cop who wouldn't identify himself. He's got his name tag on now, though. Let's see what his name is. What's your name, officer? Name and badge number, please. His name is Officer R. Robinson.
We're transporting the inmate.
I'm standing right here.
I'm standing right here. Okay. I'm giving you a direct order to move.
There's no one around, Robinson. I got your name now, though. Expect a lawsuit. Expect a lawsuit. Oh, I'm suing you, brother. You're going to court. You don't understand what you've done. We're going to court. How many people have ever tried to take an inmate from you? How many? Zero, Chumpzilla. Chumpzilla, Robinson. You're Chumpzilla. That's what you are, brother. You are a chump, dude. Straight up. Robinson walked over, got in my face. I didn't move, and all of a sudden he decided, oh shit, there's nothing I can do. There's nobody behind me to back me up. Of course, dude. Of course. The guy weighs about 120 pounds. He weighs 120 pounds, but he's got a 16-inch Johnson because he wears a badge around. But when he actually has to stand there like a man, face to face. What's that? TikTok followers. Yeah. Hey, buddy. Here comes Robinson again. Robinson, you're really tough, dude. Come get in my face. Come get in my face. Like you're so tough. You came and walked up and got in my face.
I'm a 58-year-old man.
Right. I don't want to fight you, dude.
Trying to do my job.
But you grabbed me. You grabbed me. You put your hands on me.
Well, I just touched you on the elbow.
Dude, you can touch me. Go ahead. I'm not okay with that. But you didn't. You grabbed me the other day.
No, I did not grab you.
Yes, you did. Under the color of law, you arrested my motion. It's illegal. Yes, you did. It's on camera, dude. It's all on camera. How you guys doing? Thank you. Thank you. There, and by the way, I have over 50 people. Over 50 people. I recorded the phone calls. There's over 50 people who have contacted me. Most of them are about McKnight, and most of them are about the Blankenship brothers. And then there's Fouch, but then I've got other names of cops that weren't involved with these two people, or they don't know if they were involved because there was a half a dozen cops on the scene most of the time. So listen, you guys cannot talk to cops. Do not speak to police. I can't hear what's going on in there, and it's literally driving me nuts. It's literally driving me nuts. Who here thinks Jeff Lawless didn't see the video? What does everybody think? Yes, he saw the video, or no, he didn't. Okay. So Jeff Lawless is an elected sheriff. And let me just tell you, if you sat down and talked with Jeff just as man to man, right? As far as his personality, boy, he's got a really nice personality. Jeff's got a really nice personality. But then Jeff so easily said that he's never pulled anybody over for the wrong color car. And I gave him a compliment and said, that's because you're a leader. You don't pull people over for the wrong color car. But then when he realized that they've been pulled over for the wrong color car and both arrested for being pulled over for having the wrong color car, and I said, go arrest him. And he said, oh, I can't do that. Why? I'm for law and order. I'm not for any other social system, only law and order. So if I'm for law and order and I'm not a sheriff and I watch people get arrested and kidnapped, why doesn't Jeff just arrest those people? Go down and arrest them. Put them in handcuffs and take them to jail, just like you did to Sarah and just like you did to Tim. Every single thing I do is for me. Hobby and theory. What does hobby and theory say about the social contract? The social contract that we live under is Jean-Jacques Rousseau's social contract that says that the people, we are the sovereign, we are the power. Thomas Hobbes' social contract is not the social contract that America lives under. We live under Jean-Jacques Rousseau's social contract. Now, hobby and theory is based on a social contract where Hobbes coined the phrase omnius omnius contra omnia. What that means is a war of all against all, that if we don't live by rule of law because man is a brutish beast that is selfish and greedy and everything man does, he does for himself. Bellium omnium contra omnes. It means a war of all against all. If we don't have rule of law, then men will kill each other. Because if you hit my daughter and then there's no justice, well, then I'll kill you. And then your brother comes back with your cousin and they kill me. And then my mom and dad get their friends. And it always boils down into lawlessness. That's why I'm for rule of law. So hobby and theory, though, just to get to the point of what I'm talking about here, so you know the two different social contracts. We don't live under hobby and theory. So to even compare the social contract we live under hobby and theory is false. Well, not really. Hobby and theory, though, says that all men are the selfish, men and women and trans are the most selfish people that there is in the world. There's nothing more selfish than a human being. And so everything you do for yourself. You take care of your kid because you don't want other people to say that you didn't take care of your kid. You take care of your kid because your dad didn't take care of you. So you take care of your kid because you don't want to be like your dad. That's, again, for you. You take care of your kid because the love the kid gives you makes you feel good. So, again, you're only taking care of your kid so that your kid feels good. For you, that makes you feel good. So everything that you do is for you. Everything you do is for you. Even receiving the love from your child, the reason you take care of the kid is because then you get to feel the love from the child. So once again, you're doing it for yourself because you're selfish. Okay, fine. Everything that I do for Tim and Sarah is for me. because I don't want to be tortured. I don't want to be drugged to a dungeon. I don't want to be I don't want to be taken to a cell. I don't want Jeff to say, oh no, you can get pulled over for the wrong color car twice. We're not going to arrest those cops. So everything that I do is for me and me alone, because I'm the most selfish, narcissistic prick you've ever heard of. There's no one more narcissistic and selfish than me. I live under Hobbesian theory. I live by the principles of Thomas Hobbes, that I do everything for myself only. Now, if you believe that lie is true, ask the blind man. He saw it too.
Mr. Chapman, he's actually a good guy.
He's not a good guy.
You know, in his personal capacity.
He's not a good guy.
This is multiple. I needed multiple copies because
I'll type it up for you.
So much to write, and me neither. That's exactly what I
Look,
said.
man, I can't write. I need to go outside the
You
store.
like trembling.
I didn't want to go in there.
I'm sure you didn't. He said you didn't want to go in there, but
time
Jeff,
we were in there,
Jeff couldn't take me telling him the truth that I think he's scum.
It is.
He
And-
couldn't take
and-
it. You see his face change? You could literally see him grimace when I said you guys are scum.
It's like mob balls.
All right, let's go.
It's going to take more than people coming forward with the story.
I showed this
It's gonna
picture
take
of
more
my
than that.
brother-in-law.
It's going to
Hold on.
take
Let her finish, Jim.
people that sit in the position to help make the changes.
The people in power.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. The
Right.
ones that are elected and appointed, they go to work and they fear too. They have to subtly pretend like they agree with everything to make it through a day of work.
Right. And I didn't mean to cut you off, Tim. I wanted her to finish. What were you saying though?
My ex-brother-in-law sent me some pictures.
You showed the picture.
I
to-
showed him Chapman too, and I was like,
Okay.
he said, you know, in here in the jail, things are different. We're not the police. We do on my watch. That's why he put me in this of it. And I was like, well, here's my brother-in-law. This is what happened to him here. I don't know. I can't.
That happened to your brother-in-law?
It happened in here.
That-
Here's his orange jumpsuit covered in blood.
Yeah.
He says, how do you get pictures of this from in here? That's the first thing he said. How do you get pictures?
How'd you get pictures from in the jail?
I said, well, these pictures were probably taken in the hospital after he OR'd to a medical.
So just so you guys know, the three of us over the past couple days, I've received over 50 people on the record, and you guys have received calls from people, right? And mostly people are afraid.
People I don't even know.
People are afraid.
And they're warning me. They're telling me, you know,
To be afraid, right?
watch your back. Watch
Your back. Be afraid. Be afraid. Hey, Jeff, what we're being told is that we're supposed to be afraid now. Is that what you're being told, to be afraid?
Yep.
Are you?
Watch your whole family's like ignoring her because they're afraid.
They're afraid.
Gonna be dragged into it.
Everybody here is afraid. So, hey, Jeff, everybody here is telling me to be afraid, that I should watch out because I could be killed, and that you should be afraid now, and that you should be afraid. And people who are talking to me on audio on the phone where I record the phone calls, they're saying, hey, can you really distort my voice? Then they call me back and cancel and say, don't publish mine because they're afraid. Hey, Jeff, are you hearing me? Okay, thank you. Do you know how many people have driven by here and said, keep going, expose them, show them, prove it, show them? I'm just, how you guys doing? Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. People are driving by honking at me saying, keep going, don't stop. Everyone in this town is sick of it. Everybody in this town is sick of it. Another group's waving to me. It just doesn't stop. I parked over here. How you doing, buddy? People are driving by, honking their horn, waving at me, saying, please help. Please help us. Please help. This is fucking crazy, man. And by the way, anybody who wants to give a donation to Tim and Sarah, you can send that to me through, go to DeleteLawz.com. And, oh, you just want to shake my hand?
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
This here is
It's Sheriff's Scrub too.
Oh.
You guys want to be on camera? Okay. Okay. Aaron who? Aaron Bollinger. Thank you.
Hey, Sandy.
I haven't.
Talk to Beth.
Yeah, I talked to her last night. Yeah, I did.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They're all crooked. Jeff's actually a pretty personable guy. It's too bad I just don't like cops. So I tried to be nice, but it's impossible. He can't clean it up. It's corrupt to the core. Has to be changed. Thank you for the support.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. You can photobomb it, brother. Jump in there. Can you put a pic over her head like you're going to come down? So that's how you guys can support what we're doing. Go to Delete Lawz, get the trifold, get the ebook, get the poster. If you want any donations for Sarah, don't hesitate to send it to me and say, hey, give this to Sarah and to Tim. Okay, I'm going to get out of here. And thanks for the support. We appreciate it. Anything you want to say, Sarah?
Just it was never just about me and what happened to me. It was more about getting it out there because I knew others were afraid to step forward. And now that I was able to do that, it's flooring me. I can't believe it. I've lived here my entire life, and it's going to take big cause of action. We're the people. We're the only ones that can make the change. So don't be afraid. Fight.
That's right. Okay.
Fight.
Tim, anything you want to say at the end?
Nah, what she said.
Okay. Okay. Thanks for the support, guys. I love you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless the United States. And remember what we always say. We don't stop. We don't stop. Later, guys.
Nobody said anything to me. And then one day I get a call saying, hey, there are 4 cops here with a tow truck coming to take your motorcycle.
3 cops?
4.
4 cops.
4.
Which
Yeah.
4 cops were there?
It was definitely McKnight was one. And then the other was, I think, the younger Blankenship.
The other Blankenship.
Get over there and subscribe to that channel, American Patriot, and watch all the episodes. This is a 5-minute breakdown of the social contract, breaking up Hobbes, Locke, and Rousseau. They'll probably explain it a little better than I could when I was just blasting into the camera.
Hey there, students. Tom Ritchie here, and I want to talk to you a bit about human nature and the social contract. Now, when it comes to human nature and the social contract, we're going to be looking at the 3 social contract philosophers, Thomas Hobbes, John Locke, and Jean-Jacques Rousseau, who's hyphenated first and middle name or whatever that is. It just couldn't quite fit there. So we're just going to call him JJ, okay? And while we're calling people out, let me go ahead and give a shout out to my distinguished colleague. You look at that one, of course, after you go ahead and like this video. Hobbes and Locke and Rousseau. We are going from 3 views of human nature that are progressively going from negative to positive. And the reason why this is important is because it sets up the rest of each of these social contract philosophies. So starting with Thomas Hobbes. Thomas Hobbes says that humans are certain to destroy each other in the absence of sovereign authority.
So that's what I was saying, is that Hobbes believed that the government was the sovereign, that your elected representatives in a representative government, which had not been achieved during Hobbes' lifetime. Even in a representative government, that the government that you elected was the sovereign and had absolute rule and absolute power. And Hobbes, he coined the phrase bellium omnium contra omnes. Bellium omnium contra omnes means a war of all men against all men. He believed that men were contentious and that we would kill each other unless we all agreed to live under a set of laws. Those who are willingly governed. Maybe you've heard that term before.
He's looking at human beings as naturally contentious, that we're basically born and it's like, where's somebody I can kill? And it's
Right.
like,
That's
I
how
see
Hobbes
somebody and it's like, ah!
Yeah, and I don't believe that. I think Hobbes was slightly off.
Kind of thing. So this is Thomas Hobbes, and it makes sense why Hobbes says that we need a sovereign authority independent of people. We need somebody so powerful that it's like, oh, let me go kill that guy. And it's like, nope, can't do it. He's too strong. So let's go ahead and move on to the next social contract theorist, and that's John Locke. And John Locke's theory is based on tabula rasa, which...
Tabula rasa, what are you bringing to the table? He said that a man's worth, whether good or bad, is based 90% on how much education he has. John Locke is my favorite philosopher. He's the beginning of the Enlightenment philosophers.
Of course, goes into his theory of knowledge, where essentially human beings are born at like a computer without an operating system. Okay, there's no Windows installed, there's no iOS or anything like that, that basically we are without an inherent nature and we are free to define ourselves. And this, of course, makes sense where Locke wants to build a government that is based on a social contract, but that the people don't give up their sovereignty.
Right, that we still have the power, that the power resides in the people voting for representatives who will then represent the government that we want. You can vote people out if they don't do your bidding.
Locke sees us as being able to live according to rules that we create, because at the end of the day, we've created ourselves. So Locke standing in the middle of Hobbes and Rousseau, standing in the middle of full-on absolutism and full-on democracy. But then we go to Rousseau. Rousseau says that humanity is inherently virtuous. And he believes, now Rousseau was a little bit of a weird guy and tended to kind of keep to himself, be a loner. I think one time he walked from Paris to Geneva, did all kinds of crazy stuff. But Rousseau's idea of human beings in the state of nature before the social contract is that we're naturally compassionate. We do not desire to harm each other. Now, the other part is he sees pre-social contract humans as being kind of antisocial, much like himself, and that there wasn't a lot of contact, that I'm almost indifferent to other people, except that I don't want them to suffer. I don't want to kill anybody or anything like that. So then you go to Rousseau's social contract, which says that the government should act according to the general will, should act according to principles of democracy. Well, this makes sense because
let me kind of put it into let me put it into a little better context, because after I listened to my explanation when I was rattling off the cuff in the sheriff's department waiting for Tim and Sarah, so that's not going to be as clear as I want it to be, and then listening to his explanation. So let me explain a couple things. So first of all, the social contract, when you hear that, that's the rule of law. And so what's the social contract in the United States of America? It's the U.S. Constitution. Anything that goes against the rights that were established and listed in the U.S. Constitution are unconstitutional and against the rule of law. So if the legislator in your town writes a bill and says that you can't publish letters in the newspaper, obviously it's a First Amendment right to be able to publish and be able to be pressed. So then that law, eventually, when it went through the court, it would become unconstitutional, and that is the social contract. When I very first came on YouTube a couple years ago, people called me a statist because I was for the rule of law. The rule of law in America is the Constitution. Every single country in the globe has a constitution, except for on the Barbary Coast, where you're going to have the pirates. You're going to have a couple of those Africanist countries that are not going to have a social contract, and take a look at them. It's a total shit show. You have to have the rule of law, or men with egos will kill each other. So now understand this. So the social contract is the rule of law. So the three guys that he put up there, John Locke, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, and for the love of all that's God, all that's good here. And Thomas Hobbes. So Thomas Hobbes is going to write so the social contract that Thomas Hobbes writes sets the rule of law for the culture, for the community, for the country. The same thing, John Locke writes a social contract, and this is the rule of law. Jean-Jacques Rousseau writes a social contract, and this is the rule of law, and they have their own principles. The principles of the three different social contracts, remember Thomas Hobbes, he wrote something called The Nature of Man, that man is a brutish, rapist, horrible creature that is destined to have a war of men against all men. And so Thomas Hobbes' social contract is going to reflect his view on mankind. And the nature of man is what that's called. That's separate from the social contract that Thomas Hobbes wrote. Now, based on the nature of man being that man is a rapiest, selfish, self-centered prick that wants to kill everybody, the social contract that Hobbes wrote would dictate that the government was the sovereign, not the people. The people didn't have the power, that the king or the monarch had all the power. And if you didn't follow the rule of law, you die. And that's the social contract that Hobbes wrote. The United States of America has a social contract called the U.S. Constitution. That U.S. Constitution is based on whose social contract? Jean-Jacques Rousseau's. What is Jean-Jacques Rousseau's nature of man? What does he believe that the nature of man is? That man is the most empathetic, loving, selfless creature on earth. That a man can hear the story of another man's plight and cry. You go to the movie theater, you watch a produced movie on screen, you know they're actors, you know it's a multi-million-dollar movie, but yet you can sit there and sob for the woman in the movie who lost her child. Jean-Jacques Rousseau believed that men were the best creatures on earth. Hobbes believed that men were the worst creatures on earth. The contract that we live under, the social contract we live under, is based under Jean-Jacques Rousseau's social contract. That's the social contract that the U.S. Constitution is based upon. And then John Locke, his 1690 book, Two Treaties of Government, that's what the U.S. Constitution is based on. The founding fathers did not write the foundational principles of the Constitution or even the Declaration of Independence. They were plagiarized from another philosopher who's not on here named Montesquieu, Charles de Montesquieu. So these are the things that I love to study. I can lose hours just listening to this lecture, listening to another lecture, listening to another lecture. But you have to understand that the rule of law is the social contract, and we live under a social contract that says that we are the power, not Hobbes' rendition of the social contract. So if you really get into it, it becomes an infatuation. I want to understand all of it. I want to know all of it. I want to understand how it all works. And so that's what's been the delay on Constitutional Law Scholar, because I've had to learn so much 20th century history and 19th century history that I've had to put on the board and add it in. I've had to track down who the presidents were, who they nominated to the Supreme Court, who got elected. And in the meanwhile, I got to ship your Fifth Amendment cop cards out. My assistant has been out of town for 2 days, so I got a huge shipment out yesterday. And then tomorrow, hopefully, cop cards are 2 for 1 right now. If you buy 2 pair, you get the 3rd pair for free so that you can give them away to other people. Give these away to other. I lowered down the price so that you would be able to afford them, to be cheap, so that you could have them in your wallet. They're indestructible. They're made out of like plastic cardboard, whatever that is. And so 2 for 1, get 2 pair and I'll give you the 3rd set for free. And you only pull these out when you need them. You only pull them out when you need them. Yep. Yep. American Patriot's good. But I need watch hours on that channel. So if you guys will go over there and just binge watch that entire series, I think if you watch from episode 1 to episode 16, that's 160 minutes. So it's just 3 hours, 3.5 hours, I think. So if you binge watch that, adding that 3 hours of watch time, got to get to 4,000 watch hours. It's such a game on YouTube. But I think, oh, did you? Right on. Amazing. Super happy to hear that. Super happy to hear that. Yeah, that's awesome. I absolutely love, because my assistant's been gone. So I've been doing all the mailing the last couple of days. I absolutely love taking them down there. I love taking the envelopes down to the post office. I don't like doing it for t-shirts because you have to pack them up and then you got to wait in line. Whereas with the trifold, you just stick a stamp on them, put them in the mail. So it's like, but it's such an amazing feeling to send off, 100 trifolds to people who have purchased my product. It's like an unbelievable feeling. It really is like this feeling of accomplishment. And I never feel satisfied. I only feel satisfied when I'm shipping off trifolds. I'll never stop because I want you to invoke your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. That's what I want more than anything else. That's what I want more than anything else. And if anybody wants that trifold and you can't afford to buy one from me, I'll email you the paper one, the PDF one. You can print out as many as you want. Put 20 in your car. You always have one. Just put one on every little crevice of your car. Just email me and say you need it for free, and I will send you it to you via email. You have the PDF. If you bought one of these and you want to give some away to friends and family, just hit me up on an email and say, yo, dude, send me the PDF. I'll send you the PDF. You can print them out and then give them away to friends and family. You have to go buy your own broccoli wad rubber bands. You have to go get your own broccoli wad rubber band. It's going to be an interesting 2024, isn't it? Isn't it kind of weird? Like right now, do you guys notice that we're right now in like a dead man's zone? It's right now. Calendar. It's the 29th right now. So then we have the 30th is Saturday. The 31st, New Year's Eve, is Saturday. I honestly have zero plans. All I do is work and go to the gym. So I have no plans at all whatsoever. I say I'm going to start dating again someday. I don't know. if how a woman would tolerate me. All I do is work, go to the gym, and sleep. That's it. That's all I do. So, yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Nor. I don't know how to say your name properly. Norwood. I can't say that name properly, but thank you for subbing to American Patriot. What's important is you watch every episode, watch every minute. If you start an episode, finish it. It's so important for the algorithm on YouTube. If they know it's my channel, they're going to hose me. So hopefully it can fly under the radar for a little bit. You can buy one on DeleteLawz.com, or you can just email me and say you need one for free, and then I'll email you the PDF, and then you can print it out and you'll have one for your car. Print out 20 of them, give them to friends and family so everybody has one. You know, if someone wants to come and buy one of my trifolds and I make some money, amazing. But if you just want the PDF and you just want to print it out and get it in people's cars, do it. Doesn't hurt my feelings. Does not hurt my feelings one single bit. You know, it's only good. It's only good if we share the knowledge and the stuff that we know. The stuff. Oh shoot, 2 hours. I better get the flock out of here, huh? I guess I'll be back tomorrow. Oh, right on, Chris. Thanks for watching them all, man. I appreciate it. Chevy! What's up, Chevy? Clown Patrol, what is going on? Mark Wood, Jim D, what's going on? End Qualified Immunity, what is going on, my friend? How are you? Just Jays, what is going on? Damon's, what's going on, Damon? How you doing, man? John, can you guys sound off real quick? Can you put OTVO in the chat just real fast? I just want to see who's here in the room. Dar North, what is going on? Bob, what's going on? Small Miracle Garage, what is going on, my friend? TV Gamer UK. Right on. You're watching all the videos on American Patriot. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate it. Shock Professor. Kurt, your trifold came back in the mail. I mailed you a trifold and a cop card. It came back in the mail. So I need your updated Javelin. Nice to see you. Always Sam. Nice to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Clown Patrol. What is going on, my friend? Good to see everybody. OTVO is in the hizzy. What is going on, Sam? How are you? Bad Wabbit Studio. Bad Wabbit Studio. What's going on? What is going on? Yeah. Derek Morris is here. What is going on, everybody? Stamper, how are you? Nice to see you. Jesse Jackson. Dave Hall. What is going on? Jim, how are you, my friend? Jim, you need a good woman to love and assist your mission. Let me know where you find an American Patriot. American Patriot. Got to be an S because I'm an any kind of guy only. So she's got to be, you know, I mean, I kind of think about that. Like if I get with a woman, is she going to be a pureblood? You know, because 90% of women guys got the from the government, and then you get the shedding from having intercourse with women who have, or men too, who have the mandatory 2020 medication from the government. And so Renaissance, what's going on, my friend? Sally Sock Puppet. We all need a good woman. I'll tell you that. We all need a good woman. But I've kind of been out of the game for a few months, for a long time. Someday, over the rainbow. The Citizens Broadcasting Cooperative. What's going on, my friend? Good to see you. I need a pure blood woman. So I need one that's not been vaccinated. Can you get me one of those? That would be great. That would be great. All right, Matthew, I'm going to get the flock out of you. Matthew B, thank you so much for coming. I do appreciate it, man. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, women for Chille, Chevy. That's funny. Women for Chille. That's, you know, Chevy, to be honest with you, that's what's kind of frozen me from dating is the fact of my cult of personality and the sphere and on the internet. And it's kind of frozen me from dating because I've been just kind of like, I have to explain myself to another person that I'm intimate with, that, you know, they can freak out once and my whole thing's turned upside down, and you don't get to decide if someone freaks out. We saw that with the recent previous dude that worked for me, like just act like a total psychopath, since it's like just so weird. You know, and that's the same thing with dating too, you know. When you date someone, you know, you're giving them an opportunity, they're giving you an opportunity. You guys are sharing common interests and goals and things like that. And then you know, everybody's an opportunist in some ways or another, right? Yeah. Exactly correct, Derek. That's what I'm doing. I'm staying focused on what's important. All right, I'm going to get the flock out of here. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'll be here tomorrow afternoon. I got a meet in the morning. I got a wrestling meet in the morning, and then I will be tomorrow afternoon. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for coming. Later, Gators.